So in this video, I wanted to show you all what the power consumption in my system looks like. So you can see exactly how much solar power I'm bringing in, how much I'm using, how much battery I'm using, depending on which time it is during the day or at night. So you can kind of get an idea before you purchase your system what this is going to look like for you. Now, it's not going to be exact to your situation because obviously everybody's houses are different sizes, everybody uses different appliances, everybody has different amounts of refrigerators. For instance, I have 7 total refrigerators, so I use a lot of power, especially because 5 of them are in a non-air conditioned shed outside my house, and it's August and it's 100 degrees right now, pretty much every single day. So I use a lot more power with those fridges trying to stay cool in August than I do pretty much the rest of the year. So keep that in mind. But let's look at this chart that I have of my system. This is from August 13th. This is kind of my typical day, so you'll get an idea of what your system would do once you finally have one in place. So to give you just the specs of my system, I have a 19 kilowatt solar array. I've got 30 kilowatt hours of EG4LL lithium 48 volt batteries, and I have the Sol-Ark 15K all-in-one hybrid inverter. And how my system works is I have it set to use solar as the priority. So whenever possible, it's using solar and battery, and I have the grid just as backup. So let's say I'm using 5,000 watts and the sun's only bringing in 3,000 watts, and my batteries are down to 20%, which is, I don't let them get below 20%. I have it set like that. Then it'll take a few thousand watts from the grid just for a short period of time until the sun comes back up and brings in enough power. So that's in a nutshell how my system works. So let's get into the typical chart here that you see in front of you. So at the bottom of the chart here, we're starting at midnight. So if I just hover over right at midnight, now this is just a snapshot at this time at midnight. So as you can see, PV, there is no watts being brought in by the solar. Obviously it's night. My battery, I'm using 1,783 watts from the battery as of right now. My state of charge on my batteries is 42%, and the grid shows I'm using 99 watts. So the reason I have to use 99 watts is I have my Sol-Ark inverter set that it's always pulling 100 watts. Why am I doing that? Well, because when I first put this system in certain situations when there was a lot of PV and I had large loads running, when those loads suddenly shut off, it would still send solar, that amount of solar for a brief period of time, maybe a few seconds. I'm not sure the exact timing, but because of that, it's accidentally sending a few hundred watts back to the grid for like a second or two. Well, my grid operator saw that and was like, hey, what's going on here? You've got a solar system. You got to get this permitted and inspected by us. And obviously I didn't respond to that, never heard from him again, but I called Sol-Ark saying, hey, I've got this set to where it's not supposed to sell back. So what's going on here? They said, oh, you're gonna have to set it to always pull 100 watts from the grid just to make sure it burns off any excess solar so it doesn't accidentally send a little bit of power back to the grid. So that's why I do that. So that comes out to roughly 2.4 kilowatt hours a day I use from the grid no matter what. Now in my area, that's about 36 cents a day of electricity I'm using from the grid. Not a big deal to me, but I could just use my 200 amp disconnect from the grid and pull that and just run off grid all day. But as you can see later here, I do use a little bit of the grid during August. So let's get back into this chart. So here at midnight, I'm using 1,862 watts. It shows right now. So the reason I'm using that is because I'm running EG4 mini splits in both of the bedrooms we use at night. So those are running, plus the 7 refrigerators that I have are running as well. So my estimate is I'm using about 700 or 800 watts on air conditioning at night, because I'm only air conditioning those 2 bedrooms and letting the living room, kitchen, dining room go ahead and warm up during the night. But we keep our bedrooms at about 65 degrees. So we do use a bit of power from those mini splits, even though they're very efficient. So that's at midnight. So as you can see, if we keep scrolling around here all the way to just about 4 a.m., you'll notice my state of charge of my batteries go to 20%, and now I am pulling grid power. So now I'm pulling 1,546 watts from the grid because I don't have anything left in my batteries that I want to pull out. I want to leave them at 20%. Now I could go down to 10%, but I like to keep them at 20% just in case the grid does go down. I still have some power there to use. So as you can see, from the period from about 4 a.m. all the way over to about 8 a.m., I am using grid power. And then once 8 a.m. hits, I'm still using grid power, but I'm starting to bring solar in now. As you can see, I'm bringing in 1400 watts of solar, and my load down there is 1544. So I'm only bringing 213 watts in from the grid, almost nothing. And then as you can see, by the time we get to about 8:30 or so a.m., I'm not using anything from the grid except for those 100 watts that I'm always pulling. And now my batteries are starting to charge. As you can see here, it says my state of charge is now 21% on the batteries because I'm bringing in 439 watts, charging my batteries at that amount of watts at the moment. And you can see the green here is the solar power coming in. So you see this big dip here. Well, that's just probably a big set of clouds came in and blocked the sun. And then you see this steady curve going up. So by 10:40 a.m., I'm bringing in 9,700 watts. At this point, I'm blowing all my air conditionings now. I'm using my living room air conditioning. Both bedroom air conditionings are firing. I'm also now running the air conditioning in my office, which I have an outside office in my shed where I have all those fridges. So I'm running a window air conditioning in there, and you can just go ahead and see the chart all the way up. So my max PV I'm getting here is about a little over 14,000 watts from solar. I've got a 19,000 watt array, so if I do the math on that, 14 divided by 19, I'm about a 74% max, or 74% efficient. So because the panels are getting so hot this time of year, they're not as efficient. I'll be getting 16 to 17,000 watts during the colder months of the year, and sometimes I've actually even seen the whole 19,000 watts coming in when it's really cold. So as you can see now, at about 3 p.m., you see my batteries are fully charged. That's why this blue line just goes flat across there, because if you scroll to the right, you'll see it's 100% charged at that point. And then you see the PV drop off a cliff here. So the solar power just drops like crazy. That's because it's now only going to match the load that I have in my house, which is 4,991 watts is what I'm using. Again, that's all the air conditionings I'm running, all of the fridges. But there's nowhere else to store that power. So you can see here, I'm wasting a ton of electricity that I could be bringing in, but I need more batteries. I have 30 kilowatt hours of batteries. I could easily fill another 30 kilowatts probably right here during this period from about 3 p.m. around 6 p.m. So I do need more batteries. That is in the plan. I just don't have the budget for them right now, but hopefully I will. And you see the blue line here, that's the battery state of charge start to go down. So I see 90% all the way down, and then by the time we get to midnight, it kind of just starts back over here again on the left-hand side. So as you see, I use about 4 hours of power from the grid during the month of August. Most months, I don't use anything from the grid like that. It's just because it's so dang hot here in Texas. It's literally 97 to 100 degrees for the next 2 weeks every day. And at night, it really doesn't cool down that much. It gets down to about 74, 75 degrees. So my fridges and freezers just have to work hard during that period of time. So to sum it all up, obviously I need more batteries. This chart clearly shows that. Now I do have an electric vehicle that I didn't have home at the time, so I could have plugged that in and just kind of stuffed more into that battery, but I'm often fully charged in my EV and there's still nowhere else to put the power. So I really need more batteries. But other than that, that's it for now, everyone. Let me know if this video helped. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you like content just like this. See you in the next video.